Welcome back to First Take. The Thunder are now one win away from the NBA Finals after a dominant 127-114 victory over the Spurs in Game 5 Tuesday night. Shai Gilgeous-Alexander led the way, 32 points, 16 of those coming from the free throw line, while Victor Wembanyama was held to just 20. 4-15 shooting along with only 6 rebounds. The series shifts back to San Antonio for Game 6 on Thursday as both teams continue the battle for a date with the Knicks in the NBA Finals. The Knicks face both the Thunder and the Spurs twice in the regular season, as well as San Antonio in the NBA Cup Final. New York split the games against the Spurs, but lost both of their games with the Thunder. That extended their losing streak against OKC to 6 straight, with their last win coming in November 2022. So Stephen A., I know you're still riding high over the Knicks sweeping the Cavs. So as you try to set this thing up for June 3rd, when the NBA Finals begin, who should they want to face more, the Thunder or the Spurs?
I think it's obvious that the answer should be the San Antonio Spurs. And that's not to throw any shade on San Antonio. It's to point to their youth, and particularly after last night, the ongoing storyline of the fatigue involving Victor Wembanyama. The combination of the two things puts the Knicks at a decided advantage against the San Antonio Spurs than they would face against the Oklahoma City Thunder. In San Antonio, you've got fatigue. The New York Knicks, by the time the NBA Finals exist, would have played, it starts June 3rd, they would have played 4 games in 23 days. Okay, and this is after Ramrod and the Sixers and the Cavs, of course, the Hawks over the last 3 games, and winning and close out games by over 30. So we're happy about that. You also got to take into consideration the youth of the San Antonio Spurs and how they haven't been here before. Juxtapose that to the Oklahoma City Thunder. At the beginning of this season, I said the Knicks and Oklahoma City would meet in the finals. Obviously, I jumped back and forth off those bandwagons, but that was my prediction at the beginning of the season. I look at Shea Butter and Wilbon, Doggy. Have you seen this kid, the reigning 2-time league MVP? If there is an individual that is completely unfazed by the moment, that just seems completely poised under the most arduous of circumstances, it would be him. I'm imagining the garden rocking and going crazy and doing what it does, right? And Shea just sitting up there like it's nothing. It just doesn't faze him at all. You see what I'm saying? You don't see these emotional highs and lows, those roller coasters that you see from the less experienced teams. This is Shai Gilgeous-Alexander. This is Shea Butter. I mean, if there is truly an individual who is unflappable, it is him. And they're right now, they got a 3-2 lead. Chances are they're going to go to the NBA Finals. They will be the favorites. They deserve to be the favorites. And when you think about what Brunson brings to the table, it makes it very, very interesting, because everything that we've prayed asked about Jalen Brunson and what he's morphed into, or what we saw him be in college and now it's materialized on a pro level, we've already seen Shai Gilgeous-Alexander do it. It's just, I mean, we've already seen it. And so I don't see how, if you're a Knicks fan, if you're asked the question, which one do you want, or which one rather would be a less difficult opponent, that answer would have to be the San Antonio Spurs.
Yeah, I mean, it's one team is new to this, the Spurs, and one team isn't. I mean, you know, these 3 seasons really for Oklahoma City, but obviously winning a championship last season, you don't necessarily want the champs. Now, I believe the Knicks have a really good shot at this, in part. First of all, this is the way the Knicks are playing. They're just playing at an incredible level themselves. We could just isolate that. In a vacuum, they're playing great. But also, Oklahoma City and San Antonio are gonna Ali Frazier each other to death. And somebody's gonna need like a vacation and not be ready physically and emotionally to move on to the next round. We've seen that happen, particularly in sports with 7-game series, where something gets taken out of them in the conference final or the equivalent of that. And I wonder about that. Even if Oklahoma City wins this series, and I do expect them to win in Game 7, what are they going to have for the Knicks in Game 1 or Games 1 and 2 before the series then moves to New York, with the Knicks having at least split on the road? So, yes, I think it's San Antonio they would want to see, and San Antonio is nobody's pushover. Somebody better win now, because the Spurs are coming to get you for a long time with the health of that core. So, but right now, I think the Knicks would want the Spurs.
100%. I mean, again, last night, we talked about it already. The Spurs were frazzled last night. There's no other way around it. They were frazzled, and it showed. So you much prefer San Antonio. Now, I'm not as big on the rest thing, because remember, Game 7 is Saturday. OKC does not have to travel, and then Game 1 is Wednesday. And, you know, Cleveland had to play a 7th game, and then they had a 22-point lead against a rusty Knicks team in Game 1. If the Knicks are rusty in Game 1 in Oklahoma City, they're not coming back with 22 down in the 4th quarter. So I think that's part of the equation too. And one last thing for Steves, I want him to fight me off on this. I mean, again, I'm impressed with the Knicks. Their margin of victory, I get it. Okay, I get it. They beat JV teams here. The Eastern Conference stinks. They can say anything they want. ESPN can say anything they want. Sixers are terrible. Hawks are not a good team. And Cleveland, we've been screaming about Atkinson, he should be fired. Not a good basketball team. This is the deep end of the pool. All right. The Thunder, the deep end of the pool. They're not going to get away with this. They're not going to shoot the ball 60%. Landry Shamet, Steve, is not going to go 17 to 21 3 against the Thunder. Let's put it that way. Go ahead.
Well, the Knicks are shooting 41% from three-point range, 53% from the field in this 11-game winning streak. We know that's not going to happen against defenses like San Antonio and OKC, so I'm not disagreeing with you there. I get that part. And we also know that Cleveland and Philly, they're not San Antonio or OKC, certainly not Atlanta. We get that part too. The flip side to it, however, is that because of who they are, you're supposed to treat them the way the Knicks treated them. And that's where the Knicks deserve some credit. The Knicks didn't squeeze by people. They annihilated them. And they treated them like they didn't belong when all was said and done in the midst of this 11-game winning streak. And that's what I'm saying we have to pay attention to. When we look at this series, we know that the Knicks have a chance against either opponent. They've got a chance. This is a series where, you know what, it's almost a pick-em when you consider the way some of them have struggled and the way the Knicks have been flourishing. Obviously, the Knicks are playing different brand of basketball than they were earlier this season. You got to take that into consideration as well. And the rest, the fresh legs, and the health that plays a role in their favor as well. So all of those things come into the equation, doggy. And that's all I'm saying. I'm looking at it from that standpoint. I'm like, they got a chance.
Okay, so forgive my ignorance on this here, because the three of you swept this conversation. You said you all want them to face the Oklahoma City Thunder. That's who you believe they should want to face. So the numbers would tell you offensively when they've played, or rather they want to play the Spurs. The numbers would tell you offensively that when